In the summer of 1920, America held its breath. Two Italian immigrants, Bartolomeo Vanzetti and Nicola Sacco, were arrested and charged with a brutal robbery and murder. But this was no ordinary crime. It was a trial that would ignite a firestorm of controversy, fueled by suspicion of their radical political beliefs and their immigrant status. Prosecutors painted them as dangerous anarchists. Their defense argued they were framed, victims of a prejudiced system. For 7 agonizing years, the world watched as appeals dragged on, the evidence debated, and the specter of injustice loomed large. The eventual execution of Sacco and Vanzetti sent shockwaves across the globe, leaving a dark stain on American history and a haunting question: was justice truly served, or was it a tragic sacrifice on the altar of fear? Imagine a battlefield, not of marching soldiers, but of determined men armed with machine guns, facing off against an enemy that outnumbered them, outmaneuvered them, and seemed utterly impervious to their bullets. This wasn't a scene from a surreal dream, but the bizarre reality of Australia's Great Emu War. In 1932, facing an unprecedented invasion of over 20,000 emus devouring precious farmland in Western Australia, the military was called in. What followed was a comical yet desperate campaign, where the flighty, surprisingly resilient birds proved to be a far tougher opponent than any human army. Despite their superior firepower, the soldiers found themselves outwitted and outpaced, with the emus scattering and dodging their attacks with infuriating ease. The war was a humiliating failure, a stark reminder that nature, even in the form of flightless birds, can be a formidable force, leaving a legacy of bemusement and a cautionary tale about underestimating the wild. Imagine, the year is 1908. In the dusty, sun-baked ruins of Crete, archaeologists were painstakingly uncovering the secrets of an ancient Minoan palace. They dug deeper, layer by layer, seeking tangible links to a lost civilization. Then, in a moment that would forever echo through history, they unearthed it. A simple clay disc. But this was no ordinary find. Stamped into its surface, in a perfect spiral, were symbols unlike any they had ever encountered. Hieroglyphs? Pictograms. Yes, but utterly unique. A script entirely its own. What profound message does it carry? Who were the minds that devised this elaborate system, and for what purpose? To this very day, the Phaistos Disc remains a captivating enigma, an ancient secret stubbornly refusing to yield its meaning. The year is 31 BC. Rome, once the proud heart of a republic, now throbbed with the fever of civil war. 2 titans stood poised to claim its destiny: the calculating Octavian and the charismatic Mark Antony, bound by a legendary alliance with Egypt's queen, Cleopatra. Their massive fleets, a spectacle of Roman might, converged off the coast of Greece, near a place called Actium. Then, in a move that stunned the world, Cleopatra's ships, laden with riches and hope, broke formation and fled. Antony, torn between his empire and his queen, followed her, abandoning his men and his cause. Octavian, seizing this moment of unparalleled chaos, pressed his advantage. His decisive victory at Actium was more than just a battle. It was the bloody twilight of the Roman Republic and the dawn of a new era, the Roman Empire. Imagine, in the quiet hum of a Cambridge laboratory in 1967, a young PhD student named Jocelyn Bell Burnell stumbled upon something truly extraordinary. She was analyzing data from a new radio telescope, meticulously scanning the cosmos, when she noticed it, a signal unlike anything ever heard. It wasn't a steady whisper, but a series of incredibly precise, rhythmic pulses, arriving with astonishing regularity. At first, the sheer strangeness of it led to a light-hearted joke amongst the scientists. Could it be little green men? But the universe, as it often does, held a far more profound revelation. These were not alien transmissions, but the astonishing signature of rapidly spinning neutron stars, remnants of colossal stellar explosions. These cosmic lighthouses, incredibly dense and impossibly fast, were broadcasting their secrets across the vast expanse, revolutionizing our understanding of astrophysics and revealing a universe that was far more dynamic and surprising than we had ever imagined. Imagine a world where iron was king, but its reign was limited. Production was slow, expensive, and the results often flawed. Then, in 1856, a spark of genius ignited a revolution. Henry Bessemer, driven by a vision of something better, conceived a daring idea. He imagined blasting air through molten pig iron, not to fuel a fire, but to purge it. This incredible process, the Bessemer Process, acted like a fiery alchemy, oxidizing impurities and transforming brittle iron into something far stronger, far more versatile: steel. Suddenly, steel wasn't a rare luxury, but an affordable reality. This single innovation would reshape the very fabric of civilization, enabling the construction of soaring skyscrapers, the relentless expansion of railways, and the ambitious reach of empires. The modern world in so many ways was truly forged in the crucible of Bessemer's vision. Music swells dramatically. Across the Emerald Isle, a storm was brewing. The year is 1798, and Ireland, long chafing under British rule, was about to erupt. Inspired by the revolutionary fervor sweeping across the Atlantic and France, a united front of Irish Catholics and Protestants, known as the United Irishmen, rose in rebellion. Their dream, an independent democratic republic. But the path to freedom was brutal. Massacres, like the horrific scenes at Vinegar Hill, stained the landscape with blood as determined rebels clashed with the overwhelming might of the British Crown. Though ultimately crushed, the rebellion's cry for liberty echoed through the generations, a potent reminder of the unyielding spirit of a nation yearning for self-determination, a spirit that would continue to shape Ireland's destiny for centuries to come.